Hey everybody, how's it going? I'm Sethum and welcome back to another video. So, I'm going to start off with the very first thing. Where the heck have I been? It's mostly been roughly about a week since I last put out a video. So, of course there's a good reason behind that. Actually, there's a couple of reasons. So I'm going to get into that and I'm going to kind of explain to you guys what's happened, why no videos for a week and everything. So initially started with just wanting to have like a weekend off and stuff like that, but it wasn't completely a weekend off. What happened was I did actually work on the Mass Effect game in terms of playing it and trying to get the footage that I wanted for the cinematic movie that I was going to make out of all of the recordings that I've put together, that I've recorded for the game. All went well and fine and everything, but when it came to actually editing the video, this is where the complication came. Now, you have to bear in mind that I kind of spent, I reckon, about 20-30 hours playing the game. That's how much footage of recorded footage I had for the game. Problem with that was the recording was in high definition and very high quality, so the file was big. Of course, I did do it in multiple sessions, so you have to keep that in mind. But when it came to editing the recordings to put them into a video, to make the video itself, obviously I'm going to cut out all the gameplay. I'm going to focus primarily on the story, the characters' motives, the characters' backgrounds. I felt like that was important, so I was well into it, half a day of just putting pieces together, and then my software decided to have a bit of a heart attack. Now, after a bit of research, I found out that the file formats they were well large, so I had to go back and more or less compress the files. Now, the problem here with the compression of the files, of the video files, was of course the fact that I don't want to lose any of the video quality. And as you can imagine, I had about 30 hours of high quality content and footage, and of course this was also large in terms of the file size, so the editing software that I'm using, currently speaking, decided to have a bit of a heart attack with me. So I'm not going to sacrifice quality. I do want the quality to still be good. Now, I use the compression software that I have, which took, and I'm not messing with you guys, it took about a day and a half to 2 days for the program to compress all the files to a level where I can actually use them to then edit and record. So if you think about it now, it took maybe a day and a half for me to complete the game. I did all the side missions, or most of the side missions, which you will see in the final product. I did basically spend then half a day starting out the editing process, only to find out that that didn't work. So that's 2 days already gone, plus about a day and a half, I think it was about a day and a half for the whole set of files to be compressed and everything, and then another day to more or less make the video with the remaining files that I have. So all in all, 4 days it took me to make this video. Now the video is going to be roughly about 7.5 hours to 8 hours long at this point, so it's probably going to take another day for the software to actually now render the movie. But as I said, I did not just focus on the main story. I wanted to include the side missions so that you guys can get a feel for the characters. After each mission in the game, I go and talk to the characters so that you can get a feel for their personalities. To me, this is a game that is quite dear. I really, really like it. The original Mass Effect trilogy was freaking amazing. Had one of the best stories I've ever played in a game. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of games that have good stories out there, but to me, Mass Effect, because it takes place in space, and I do like the idea of space, I like the whole idea of races. I'm a big fan of Star Trek, and I can see a lot of trekkiness in it, if that makes sense to you. I really wanted to do it justice. I wanted to put all of these dialogues, and this is where I focused. It wasn't just cutscenes, it's also dialogues between characters that I wanted to include in this video. So that way you can build a good picture of the chemistry between the characters, how they interact, the world, the lore. You know, again, for someone who hasn't played Mass Effect, I wanted to help them understand the lore of Mass Effect through the dialogues and cutscenes. So with that being said and done, yes, it's been a while since I've actually put out a video, and don't get me wrong, I'm not going anywhere, nothing's happened. It just so happens that as it currently stands, this will probably come out before the movie because I might still have another day of work on it, but that's how much work has gone into the first Mass Effect movie. Now, going forward, this is something I wanted to do a while back when Mass Effect was still kind of fresh, but I'm doing it now because we have the remastered version, and they all look pretty similar in graphics and details. So I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do this for Mass Effect 2 and 3. I'm gonna go with the same system where I am going to interact with the characters after each mission. I will I'm gonna try and get you guys to understand the characters because I think they are brilliantly put together. BioWare has put together an amazing story, and personally speaking, and I know a lot of people do not like the third Mass Effect, mostly for the way it ends. Personally speaking, I love it. I think it's brilliant, and you can tell right off the bat that it's a drama. To me, it's the way it should have ended. Now, of course, it's not conclusive because you have several endings, and in the third one, spoiler alert, I'm going to cover. I should have probably said that before I spoiled it, but yes, the third Mass Effect has several endings, and I'm going to cover all of those endings as well at the end. With the second Mass Effect, you also get the codexes, which tell you about the background, and I'm going to cover that as well. I'm probably going to do it right at the beginning of the video, just so that people that go straight into the second Mass Effect movie kind of get an idea of what's going on. With that said and done, my apologies for not uploading anything. This is a project that has taken quite a while, quite a lot of my time, a lot of my resources, and as you can imagine, whilst the computer's rendering, there's not really much else that I can do. I don't really want to give my computer a heart attack, to be fairly honest. I did try and play some of the Mass Effect 2 to kind of help me move along, but while I'm playing and recording, I am not editing, and I would not push the computer that far because I don't want to cause some sort of, I don't know, problem where the render is not good enough or something of the sort. So I just kind of let it do its own thing. I tried to be patient, and on that note, just want to thank you guys for being patient with me and with this. This is something that I want to put out on the channel for everybody to enjoy, but also for myself because it's something that I really like. Now, slight change of topic here, going from Mass Effect to other things, and the thing that I wanted to mention here is I've been seriously considering bringing down the level of content up, but now my aim was to put out a video a day. Now, it's nice, and I'm glad that people are enjoying them. It's not really practical for me because I have a full-time job, and of course YouTube is a second full-time job. So one of the things that I have been considering for the time being is to do a video every other day. I'm not going to go any lower than this because this is, I still want it to be very consistent, but the reason for this is I don't have much time to do anything else, which is kind of sad. I'm just basically going to work, working, coming back home, working some more. Now I want some time for myself to enjoy life in general, and one of the things I wanted to do with my time is to go back to the gym, and because I'm working so much and so hard and so often, I don't have the time for it, and it does kind of sadden me a bit because I do like going to the gym. Don't get me wrong, I am not the fittest person in the world, but I do want to look after my health and my fitness levels, and the gym is one of the things that I do like to do. So to be able to include that in my life, I will have to make some sort of sacrifice somewhere, and obviously YouTube is providing me with some sort of income, not sufficient to be the full-time job. Or if I ever get to a point where it does become sufficiently or it pays sufficient to help me do this as a full-time job, then I will be able to upload a video a day. Unfortunately, it's not at that point, so I'm having to kind of make some compromises somewhere. I love making YouTube videos. I ain't going nowhere. Don't worry, I'll continue to do that with the Arc Genesis Part 2, which has been postponed. Surprise, surprise. I'm being sarcastic here for those that don't know. I was hoping it wouldn't be postponed, but it's been postponed and it'll come out in June. Fine, fair enough. With that coming out, I will do more or less a video a day until I cover all the content, and then after that I will be considering going down to a video every other day. Now, another thing that's going to come to the channel, and I'm quite serious about that, will be more cinematics, more movies. So I will buy games, I will play the games, I will record my gameplay. I might make a bit of a playthrough here and there, a couple of videos just kind of show you my thoughts on it as I play with it and all that. But the bigger picture here is that I'm going to do some sort of like a cinematic type of thing for the channel. While I'm doing that, of course, that means that I will not be commentating over the cinematic. Oh, my English. I'm tired, guys. I'm really tired. I've been working on this for 3 days straight without a break. I've been napping to get stuff done. That's how much effort I put in it. But yeah, going back to what I was saying, I will be making more movies. So basically the channel's probably going to slightly change direction. We're going to still go on with the guides and tutorials for Conan, Ark, and Valheim, but in the background I will also be playing other types of games that are story driven, where I will record my gameplay and then kind of go through the recordings and compile and put it all together to make a movie, so that people that for some odd reason or another reason, you know, for any reason they can't play the game, they can watch the movie and get an understanding, an idea of what the game is about. With that being said and done, that's pretty much it. That's what I wanted to cover in this video, in this update. And so that means that I'm hoping that this video that I'm recording right now will go out today, just to let you guys know what's going on. I'm going to make an educated guess and say that the rendering process for the first Mass Effect game will take about a day. So it'll probably come out over the weekend. I'm kind of expecting it and hoping, if everything goes according to plan, that Sunday the video will be out. And Monday onwards, we should be sort of back on trackish, hopefully speaking. We'll see what happens. We'll just have to take it one step at a time. And with that said and done, that is pretty much it for this video, folks. I'm going to end it here, and I do appreciate your patience and of course your continued support. Until next time, stay safe, folks.